Hello and welcome to another update video about Solana. Yeah, I said to you, it's one of the most interesting charts at the moment. Obviously shows a little bit of movement and I give it quite good chances to break above resistance if Bitcoin pushes a little higher as well. Bear in mind that on this chart we said the wave count is basically complete. It doesn't need another low. At the moment it appears likely until it shows us a first impulse to the upside, but bear in mind that on the downside we reached all targets, okay? We reached all targets, so we're literally waiting for signals that the trend could be shifting. It now broke above the descending trend line. Unfortunately, that's not enough really for a clear signal that the trend is shifting, but it causes us to look, yeah. It certainly broke above the descending trend line, break out of the red wedge, always interesting, always interesting. But before we get into the detail, quick reminder here that we've been tracking this WXY structure for a long time. We've waited for lower lows, lower lows, lower lows. Here on Monday, I highlighted to you the wave count is now full. We basically just wait for how it develops now. And if it shows a first impulse to the upside, we can track bullish structures. It's a little too early for that at this stage, yeah, but we can put onto the chart what we need to see, okay? At the moment, I still think another low appears likely. It certainly hasn't given us any, confirmation that the trend is shifting, but certainly the indications are starting to come in. It's one of the most interesting charts. We've had quite a bit of volatility here. It's adhered to the wave count perfectly. And in this target region here, we're now just waiting for signals that, it's turning around. And let's see if it's showing us something. Certainly the wave count was full. But as I said to you, just because a wave count is full, it doesn't confirm to us that that it's turning around. So we always need to wait for those signals. And then I had a few comments from people who asked, okay, why is the price going up if FTX are going to sell all their SOL coins? Well, guess what? They are selling different coins, not just SOL, also SOL, but they are going to do that over several weeks so that we don't even realize it's them when someone's putting a sell order on, right? They're putting I don't know how they do it, but if they do it like MicroStrategy is normally buying BTC, we won't even know that they are doing it because they are going to issue hundreds and hundreds of smallest orders with different sizes that you are not going to say, oh, it's FTX. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting. And they typically won't move the market with that anyway. So it's really the smallest orders that they're going to put in to make sure they still get a good price and they're not going to push the market down. But I've been saying that many times and people are still getting surprised why the price can move up even if FTX are selling their SOL coins. It's just how institutions trade or get rid of, they're not going to throw them onto the market all at once. Okay, they're not going to do that. It's going to take weeks and weeks and weeks and smallest orders, they don't want to manipulate the market. They want to get rid of their SOL coins to get a good price, and they don't want to push the price down. So that's just a very, very important lesson, how institutions move markets or don't move markets. They can, but why would they? Okay, that's just a side note, why people are getting surprised that the price can move up, even if SOL gets sold by FTX. Now, yeah, you could say, okay, but the news are negative. Okay, but then we always say that news, don't care about news, please. I mean, they don't matter. So yeah, it's basically the same that someone said. Everybody expects prices to go down lower. That's sometimes when they turn around. Indeed, and as I said, the wave count was technically full. Maybe we get one more low, maybe not. But technically, we're here in a region where we're watching for those bottoming structures. So it's getting exciting for SOL. For me, that's not enough yet from an Elliott wave point of view to confirm that a low is in and that we are moving up in this C wave here. Yeah, it's not enough yet. What do I need to see? So first of all, it hasn't even broken resistance. So don't just yet vibrate out of your chairs, okay? I need to see a 5-wave move above initial resistance. Better would be a break above $28.60. And also, if we look at the micro structure, go to the 1-hour chart, we always need to keep in mind this is an altcoin that we're dealing with. This is an altcoin. I mean, this could turn into a diagonal structure, yeah, but I need to see 5 waves. So I'm going to put onto the chart what we need to see from a bullish point of view, but just highlighting here that this is just something to track at this stage. 1, 2. Yeah, and this could then be possibly a 3rd wave. Now we might be working on the 4th. And if it then gives us 5 waves, then we can track the pullback, a wave 2 pullback. Huh? But bear in mind, you see lot of distortions. This is certainly so far a 3-wave move here to the upside. Okay, so it's not impulsive yet. And bear in mind, because it's a diagonal, we can't really trust it. So it would need to prove itself anyway in any pullback. If this was an impulse, I would say, yeah, you know, it looks good, but it's not an impulse, unfortunately, on the way up. This was also not an impulse. So we just need to keep the door open for lower still. But at the same time, I'm going to start to track a bullish scenario, but it only has 3 waves into resistance at this stage anyway. But the situation is not as clear as it has been here, for example, yeah, when we've still been waiting for lower prices. Now I'm very open to the idea that the price could have bottomed, as explained in previous videos. So it's going to get interesting. I shared with you that the RSI was obviously oversold on the daily time frame. Yeah, it could still get there deeper into the oversold region. In yesterday's late video, I showed you the bullish divergence that was appearing on the MACD. That's something interesting. So lower lows on the price chart, but higher lows on the MACD. Been developing since August, really. So that's something, maybe even longer? No, since August. That's something interesting, yeah. And ultimately here, the area between $17 and $17.90 has been highlighted as target area for many, many weeks. Now that we've arrived there, we just need to be watching. Again, I'm not telling you it's turning around yet, just don't have the evidence yet, even though it broke above the trend line. That causes me to look more closely. That's basically why I'm tracking it now. But it hasn't broken resistance, and it hasn't broken it in 5 waves anyway. So we keep the door open for lower, but we're very much watching now for what structure unfolds. And if we get a 5-wave move up, unfortunately it won't be unfortunately it won't be an impulse. But if it's a diagonal, then yeah, we'll have a look, and it's going to be interesting. I'll keep you updated. But at the moment, it's not time to get into panic, in my opinion. But I also highlighted to you, if the low comes, and the turnaround happens, it can happen quickly. But this is only a 2% move. Or off the lows, we've got yeah, 11%, which is decent, but it's not like something crazy in crypto, right? It did that all the time in these small rallies. That's my update about Solana. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. As a channel member, you get access to a weekly live stream. Next Sunday, we've got the next one. You get access to Discord and Telegram, to the live chat rooms, a lot of educational material. And as a gold member, you get access to additional short-term market updates. So if you're interested, check it out. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.